Steve, how excited are you, mate, to pick up Johnny Segler? Obviously, the ruck is something that is talked about a lot at Geelong. How thrilled are you to land John?
Oh, it's a great get for us. We think that John's coming to the Cats. We're disappointed to lose Darcy Ford, of course, and we weren't going to let Darcy go without bringing in another good quality, experienced ruckman. And when Jonathan became available, we're keen to pursue that, and also give Darcy his opportunity to chase another opportunity up at Brisbane.
Do you get John with the view of him competing for the number one ruck spot, or being a backup to Reece, or more forward, or how do you see that the ruck mix sort of playing out?
I think it'll be a team of ruckmen that'll determine their form, will determine who gets picked and who's playing when, and et cetera, et cetera. So we've got the couple of very experienced ruckmen now, and Reece Stanley and Jonathan Segler, Saba Radaglia, of course, and a number of developing young ruckmen as well who might also get their opportunity.
What about the state of the list, Wellesley? I mean, obviously we talk about it being one of the oldest, or if not statistically the oldest. You brought in a 30-year-old. Were there any reservations around the age, or was that something you sort of discussed at length, or how comfortable are you with that?
Oh, yeah, we're well aware of the age of our list. Nothing's sort of sneaking up on us. We know that we've got a list profile that seems to get discussed a lot, but the main thing we're concerning ourselves with is trying to give ourselves the chance of some ultimate success, short-term, medium-term, long-term, and we think we've got a good balance of developing ruckman in this case, and as well as the experienced one now in Jonathan. So, it's something that's on our mind, but well aware of that when we're making our final decisions.
Stephen, were you happy with the outcome from the Jordan Clark trade in the end?
Well, we were. We thought the deal reflected the value we placed on Jordan. That we believe that Jordan could have come back here and been a really good player for us, and are confident that he'll have a good career now over at Fremantle. So we needed a good deal. Otherwise, we were going to have Jordan back, and he was well aware of that. So, a pick 22 and a future third gives us an opportunity to bring in a couple of players over the next couple of years that we think can help us at that time. But it was a good, tough negotiation that Andrew Mackey and David Walls went through. But in the end, as I said, I think that deal was a fair one for everybody and reflected the value we had on Jordan.
It's been reported there was a fiery phone call between yourself and Jordan. Did that happen?
No, that didn't happen.
So there wasn't a call where he sort of urged you strongly to release him, and it was also suggested that he hung up on you?
Definitely didn't hang up on me. He just asked politely if we could get the deal done anyway, that that he wanted to go home to Fremantle, but he was also clear that he might be coming back to Geelong. But no, there was nothing at all fiery or newsworthy of that phone call.
Stephen, it's another first rounder that the club hasn't been able to get full value out of that. Is that disappointing?
If by him leaving you mean not getting full value, when we draft players, we want them to have great, successful AFL careers. But the reality is that not everyone does. We haven't had access to those really early picks in the draft, but we're confident whether we're drafting in the first round or later picks that we're going to give some players an opportunity to be really successful Geelong Footy Club players. As I said, they don't all work out under this circumstance. When Jordan's left, well, we've been able to get a pick that is not too far away from where he was drafted, and also a future third as well. So that is the value that we had in Jordan, I suppose, this time around in a trade.
Are you confident in him that he'll still, I know he's not your player anymore, Stephen, but are you confident in him that he can still have a strong AFL career?
Yeah, I am. Jordan's a good young man with great drive and all the attributes that you need to be a good AFL player.
Why do you think it didn't work out for him at Geelong?
I think it's just because we're a hard team to get a game in at the moment. It's not easy trying to force your way into a team that's contending in the top four regularly, as we have in the time that Jordan's been here. And we make no apologies for that either. He helped us win some games of footy when he did play, but like a lot of players at strong clubs, it's hard to get a game. But he's still only young. Jordan's a developing player still. So whether he'd been here or now he's at Freo, I am confident that he can be a good AFL player.
Stephen, the reports that Tyson Stengel wants to be a Geelong Football Club player. What needs to play out now for that to happen?
Well, Tyson, all clubs put in their lists, final lists, on the 31st of October. So Tyson will be come off the Crows list then, and there's a process in place for delisted free agents. So there's still a bit to play out there, a bit to work through, but it's headed in that direction.
And Stephen, what about Blake Schlensog? There have been reports that you're looking at him again 12 months after you got rid of him. Is that correct?
After we got rid of him? Blake was not on our list anymore this year. Obviously, he had a great year over at South Fremantle and did a good job. And his efforts playing for South Fremantle in a really good competition over there in the Waffle were worthy of notice, not just by us, I'm sure, but by every AFL club. And he's a tall player. He improved this year and did a good job in the senior competition. So he's one that we're considering.
Would that be as a delisted free agent?
There is that opportunity for Blake because he is delisted, but it could also be through the draft. Still a bit to work through there. We haven't finalised that at all or made any arrangements. And
just on Darcy Fort, were you disappointed to see him go, and did you understand why he wanted to leave?
Yeah, both of those things. Yeah, we were disappointed to see Darcy go. We wish him nothing but success, and the disappointment, and the understanding of why he left was Brisbane have given him an opportunity up there, and he thought that was good for his footy. So we thought we could do that if we brought in another ruckman, and that's the way it played out.
Stephen, Charlie Constable's the only player without a contract for next year. Can you give us an update on his situation, please?
Yes, you're right. He is out of contract for next year, and he's one that we'll be talking with and about over the course of the next 10 days as we finalise our list. As we said at the end of October, those decisions have to be made by. So we're going to get stuck into that now that the trade period's happened without him being traded.
Will Close and Atkins remain as rookie, Stephen, or will you look to upgrade both of those?
We've got great options here. We've got plenty of spots on our list to upgrade them if we deem it best for our the way we manage our playing list, but they can also stay down there. One of them might go up, or they might both stay down. We're still working that all out, and we really have until draft night to finalise all that before the rookie draft. So, plenty of options. We can go to the draft with, there's probably going to be 7 or so spots on our list, and we've got the option to have a couple more rookies than we had this year, or we can promote rookies and just draft the same amount. So, got options, still working through all that.
Do you think this is a squad, this is a list that can contend for a premiership, that can stay in the top 4 mix in 2022?
Yeah, I do think that everyone at the club here is very confident that we've got an opportunity to improve for next year on what we did this year, which clearly we had to or will have to if we're going to get back into that top 4. But we'll be approaching pre-season and next season with a lot of confidence.
Stephen, do you think Blake being delisted and playing a full year of local footy has actually been a blessing for him that he was delisted 12 months ago?
Well, in this case, it has been. In that he has gone away and made the most of his opportunity over in Perth. He took it upon himself to go and find employment and play in a good standard competition, and it worked out well for him. I'm sure there've been players in the past where getting delisted isn't the best thing for him. I reckon he might have kept developing if he was still on our list, but this time last year we still had Nathan Kruger and Lockie Henderson and other players that were playing in that similar position, and it was just too tight to keep him on the list. And remembering that Jeremy Cameron came in as well.
Any interest in Daniel Talia?
Daniel, like all the free agents, is a player that we've considered, but we'll make some decisions now. Trade period's over, but we're confident that the group of players that we've got now to play in our back line can take us into 2022 with a lot of confidence.
Sorry, Stephen, as it stands, is it 5 places you need to fill on the list? Is that correct?
Well, we've got the senior list and the rookie delistings at the moment. I think it's a couple more than that, but still with a decision to be made about Charlie, obviously, as you asked about before, Tom.
Just on Tyson again, Stephen, what's he done to convince you that his off-field discretions are a thing of the past?
Well, we've talked to him and he told us they were. I guess the fact that he's gone away and done a great job with Woodville West Torrens again in a high standard competition. He's had a terrific pre-season. We've done our research, we've made our inquiries, and I think that we had a good bit of inside knowledge too through having Eddie Betts, the great Eddie Betts, come and join our club and being able to pick his brain about Tyson Stengel, who he has great faith in.
So how critical was Eddie's faith then?
Critical? No, it was just another piece of information that we were able to use and gather. And as it's turned out, Tyson, as I said, has convinced us that he's put his past behind him and looking forward to a great future.
Just one more. Is a 2-year deal responsible, Stephen? That's what's been reported. Is that responsible for a player that's had some misdemeanors in the past 12, 24 months?
We're still working through all of that, but if we decide that, then clearly we would think it is appropriate and responsible. If we thought it was a 3-year deal, we would have given him that. If we thought it was a 1-year deal, we would have given him that.